good afternoon. This is Younib TV News at 1. My name is Joseph Kamau.
And I am Maryann Gatu. Thank you for tuning in. Now to our first story. The Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union has called off the 56 days nationwide doctor strike after reaching an agreement with both levels of government who have committed to implement the doctors' demands. This comes even as the parties failed to agree on the posting of medical interns, with the same expected to take place within 60 days, with a host of other issues also not fully addressed.
Strike that began on 13th of March 2024 has been called off.
I want to urge all of us for now to focus on service delivery and make your rightful contribution to realization of UHC.
It said to us that there are different governments and there are different persons in office, that we need to believe in them.
This is a deal that is going to be implemented by all of us.
The implementation of what we have agreed upon is the beginning of the journey to make sure that we never have any more of this.
All the doctor interns, that is the medical officer interns, the pharmacist interns, and the dentist interns will have to wait a little bit longer. We have agreed on a 60 days period that they will not be posted, but we'll be having conversations on this issue.
The losses along the way are just too heavy to even celebrate that win.
They have a right to demand and expect to be served without further delay.
We will be continuing with the process of dialogue and negotiation with the other outstanding institutions.
Those that need to seek recognition, they know the processes and all others, and we are ready to do that.
We are going to establish a presidential task force to look into the perennial issues that affect the health sector.
Now, on to other stories. Schools will reopen on Monday next week following the go-ahead from the Kenya Meteorological Department, which says the rains will subside this month, making room for learners to resume their education calendar. This comes days after the government said it will allocate $1 billion towards rehabilitation and reconstruction of schools destroyed by floods and landslides. Parents and school administrators have, however, voiced concerns over the state of schools destroyed by floods. More to that, the government has said that the August holiday will be reduced so as to cover up for the lost time.
Weathermen wametuambia ya kwamba sasa mvua itazidi na kwenda chini, na hatutaki watoto wetu wakose nafasi pia ya term ya kusoma. Ningependa kutangaza ya kwamba shule zetu zote za Kenya zitafunguliwa Jumatatu ijayo.
Ningeomba serikali ifuatilie hiyo mashule ingine ambayo iko kwa mahali baya, itoe pesa za education za kutengeneza hiyo mashule.
Hatugeomba hii serikali tu kwenye kuliko na mafuriko waingililie kati na wasaidie.
Watoto wako nyumbani na tena wanaradarada hivi tu, lakini wakiwa shule wana gain kuliko wakiwa nyumbani.
Na tumeshukuru na tutaendelea kuchunga watoto wetu wakifuka mto wakienda shule.
10 schools marooned, but the worst is Madunguni secondary, kwa sababu hata wezi ingia maji yanaenda kwa madirisha. Kule kwengine ni vipi watoto watafika hapa? Tuwe na local arrangement pia ya kusema watoto wa hizo shule wangoje kidogo kwanza, because hataki kupoteza watoto pia.
Kuna uwezekano kabla hazijafunguliwa shule tuangalie vile hiyo choo tunaweza saidiwa, ndio tuwe na choo mahali ambapo watoto wetu wanaweza kuja. Na pia hatuko kwa usalama sana, kwa sababu hata hizi zingine hatuna uhakika kabisa. Juu mvua imenyesha kwa wingi kiasi ya kwamba udongo umekuwa mwepesi, kwa hivyo unaweza mmonyoka wakati wote.
Kwa shoo zote za primary school za Kabaru maji imejaa kwa shoo, kwa hivyo maji ikiingia kwa choo inatokea inaenda kwa uwanja. Mahali watoto wanatoka kwa darasa wanaenda choo, wanaweza adhiriwa na wanaweza pata ugonjwa sababu ya mahali wanapitia.
We have asked members of parliament and we have provided resources through the NGCDF for repair of classrooms and other facilities, learning facilities across Kenya, and therefore all schools will be opened on Monday next week.
What has been done so far to the existing schools in terms of clearing the mud in the schools, clearing the conditions, the environment in different schools? We need to be told, not just waking up and saying that, go to school on Monday.
And now the death toll of floods-related incidents has risen with 257 and 19 lives lost in the past 24 hours. According to the government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura, the latest deaths include the passing on of 14 adults and 5 children. This comes even as the government gazetted Friday the 10th as a public holiday to commemorate the flood victims and has called upon the citizens to plant trees in their honor. Here is the report.
As of last evening, we had regrettably lost 238 Kenyans to floods. 174 people have been injured and 75 individuals reported missing.
The northeastern region of Isiolo, Wajir, Mandera, Garissa, and southeastern region of Taita Taveta, Tui, Tana River region will, however, experience favorable weather of more than 30 degrees Celsius.
This will be Kenya's second National Tree Growing Day, following the inaugural Green Holiday on 13th of November last year.
But the monies that have been received as estimates of damage are over 20 billion, but we are estimating that it could go up to 80 billion, but that they need to be prioritized in the new financial year. Public health officials have also been deployed for a risk assessment in all of the 167 internally displaced camps. 167 camps, and evaluation of safe drinking water, sanitization, and hygiene, that is wash points.
Now, on matters fertilizer, Mula legislator Jack Wamboka, who filed a motion seeking to remove mythical Inturi as Agriculture CS, had an appeal task, moments of confusion and emotional outbursts while defending his 3 grounds of impeachment. This, even as he pleaded with the 11-member select committee to determine the matter on perception and not evidence-based on technicalities, as it's not a court of law. Linturi is, however, adamant that justice for farmers who bought fake fertilizer should be an injustice to him, and therefore the case needs substantial evidence. Here.
Is there any allegation in your motion relating to the breach of the Fertilizer Act? Either in ground 1, or ground 2, or ground 3. Either it is there, or it is not there. Which will you take?
I can refer to, can I be helped?
The words you have used is that the Cabinet Secretary, quote unquote, appears to have committed a gross violation of the Constitution. Is that what your motion says?
Proceed, yes.
So you will agree with me, you have not made any emphatic claim that the Cabinet Secretary has breached the Constitution. What you have alleged is that he appears. Those are your words, appears.
Which we've come to confirm by evidence.
Just confirm for now, yes or no, sir?
I said appears, but we are here to confirm that, which we have.
Just answer my question. Will you answer my question, honorable member, that all these 32 cases you have cited, the common denominator for all of them is that they embody a dispute between, a personal dispute between the Honorable Linturi and the Honorable Member for Aldai constituency.
Not true.
It is not true?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy with that answer because we'll come to it to see whether it is true.
Whatever I've gone through for a number of years, and which is also manifesting itself here, is not anything I would want to wish any human being. It has been a long journey, very painful, and when I thought I'd gone through that kind of trauma, The motion is here with the same stories that I've been trying to fight over years.
You must not try to determine this case on the technicalities. If you do so, you will be letting down Kenyans. Courts are technical, but you are not. You can decide to go a little bit. If not, look at the whole thing and see that is so and so guilty, according to perception.
And now we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more news updates.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Good folks, this is the Coffee Talk, and I, one and only the grandpa.
How do you merge motherhood with all this? At what point do you get time with your daughter?
I have to say, motherhood is bittersweet.
Welcome to the Younib TV.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Sage himself.
Nini unaweza angalia useme ulifanya impact moja, let's say kani kangeni kama ni hapo Parklands, nakumbuka kuna time tuliekanga show moja ikajaa. And today in our coffee talk, as we enjoy our cup of coffee and unwinding the evening, there is a difference between being a cheater
and a liar. Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference, there is a thin line between a cheater and a liar.
Very good, people. This has been the Coffee Talk Show with I think Grandpa. And you know what, good people? Life has solutions. It's only that we do not speak. And if we do, we fear. We have solutions. But sometimes when we get these solutions are distorted. Keep it here at Coffee Talk, where the conversation starts and never ends. Join me every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. for great conversation here at the Coffee Talk. Younib TV. I want the best.
Welcome back. Now the Council of Governors now says universal health care will not only be achieved if the primary health care, that is PHC, is strengthened. Speaking at a forum on community health, promoters Vihiga Governor Wilbur Otichilo said that promoters are key in the health sector. He said community health promoters had so far visited over 2.69 million households across the country.
Kenya Demographic and Health Survey 2022 is evidence that we have made remarkable improvement in health. Today, 9 in every 10 mothers who give birth do so under the care of trained healthcare workers, up from 66% in the year 2014. The under 5 mortality rate has improved from 52 deaths per 1,000 to 41 deaths per 1,000.
Yesterday I was in a place where, we have been having around 7 camps
of displaced people haphazardly put up. You know, the issues of sanitation, water, the young girls, the schools were supposed to open, and the sanitation facilities. When you go to waterlogged areas, the first to be affected are those abolition blocks. And you know what comes with that? Before you know it, cholera is here, malaria is here with us, and these are the people who are trying to prepare us to make sure that, you know, we are able to be prepared and even prevent this kind of thing.
Now, on matters health, now the Ministry of Health and the tobacco industry are Now, the Ministry of Health and the tobacco industry are locking horns over the use of graphic images as health warnings on the packaging of tobacco products in a public participation forum earlier today. Stakeholders in the sector are now calling on the ministry to apply science in its approach to creating health warnings.
We believe that tobacco can also be a very emotive topic. And we strongly are recommending to the Ministry of Health to remove the emotion out of the discussion and to focus on science and evidence.
So in matters vape, electronic pouches, the diagrams were done before those were in the market. So the government should look to first amend the law to be able to address vape and electronic cigarettes through the diagrams that they seek to. And as somebody brought up, you cannot use a smoke diagram to illustrate a non-smoke diagram. The
novel nicotine products are less risky in comparison to combustible. I'm not saying at all that these novel products are safe. They do carry the risk of addiction, but given the fact that they have differentiated risk profiles, differentiated science, differentiated usage, that needs to be reflected in the
industry is doing its work. What they are doing is not illegal. But what we are doing in the Ministry of Health and the Tobacco Control Board is to regulate what they do.
We've run into regulatory headwinds where the ministry hasn't given us very clear directives in terms of how they want to regulate these products. And this has led to a situation where the industry has had to cease the marketing and sale of these products while waiting for guidance from the Ministry of Health. But this is taking an inordinate amount of time.
And now the body of the prominent Sagana businessman Samuel Kamau Kagwanja is yet to be recovered after his vehicle plugged into Sagana River. The 41-year-old businessman who runs the famous Chakaka Hotel along the Nairobi-Sagana Highway was driving home at night in his Nissan double-cabin vehicle while coming from a drinking spree when his vehicle crashed into the flooded river. Take a look.
Majina yangu ni Jeremia Makimi. Mimi ndiye area member of county assembly pande hii ya Kirinyaga, Sagana, Kareti ward. Niseme tumehuzunishwa sana na yale mambo imefanyika hapa. Na niombi langu kama kiongozi tushikane na viongozi wa Murang'a ili tuweke mikakati ya kwamba Kenha kuwe na vile wataweka baria hapa hata kama ni guardrails kutoka kule juu mpaka hapa chini, na kama itawezekana tuweke concrete barrier pale karibu na daraja, kwa vile watu wengi hapa wamepotelea hapa. Nasema hii mwaka watu 6 tayari wameaga, na sisi kama viongozi itakuwa poa kuona ya kwamba kama kawaida, sio kawaida hii tutashikana tuone vile tutaongea na watu wa Kenya ili nao at least watufanyie jambo na tuzuie watu wetu wasikufie hapa. Hii sio ya kwanza, hata kuna gari nyingine bado haijatolewa na iko hapa ndani. Ilipotelea tu hapa ndani. So hii ni gari, tuseme hii ni gari kama ya 3 sasa. Ile mimi najua tayari imeingia, na ikiwa wakati kama huu ni ngumu sana hata kudetect kwa certain weather hiyo gari iko wapi. Maji ikiwa mingi namna hii. Hata vile tunaona usaidizi kutoka kwa jeshi. Jana kuna jeshi wamekuja na tayari naona wanajikakamua na wanafanya kazi ngumu sana hapa. Na tuna matumaini ya kwamba by the end of the day tutapata mwenzetu.
And now we've come to our today's news desk at 1 p.m. With me, Maryann Gatu, remember, do today's duty, fight today's temptation. Do not weaken and distract yourself by looking forward to things you cannot see and could not understand if you saw them.
Oh yes, and do today with what should be done. Your tomorrow may never come. Today is the pupil of yesterday. My name is Joseph Kamau. Till we meet next time, have yourself a good afternoon.